Hey there, Stampers. Welcome to a surprise Facebook Live. Well, I guess it's not really a surprise. I did tell you this morning I was going to go live. Okay, let's see here. My name is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Alberta, Canada. And I'm coming to you live from our Airbnb, where we are spending the next 6 weeks or 5 weeks, I guess we have left. So welcome. So every month I do a live paper pumpkin scrapbook layout. So I picked up my paper pumpkin kit because all of our mail is being delivered to my parents' place yesterday, and I love this month's kit. It is so cute. So Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription kit for those of you who may not be aware. And in it you get all of the supplies that you need to create whatever that month's projects are. And this month they are the most adorable cards. So let me share. I always make one of each just so I can see what they look like. So this cute little watermelon card, and then there's matching envelopes. So they've got some pattern inside. And then we've got this kiwi popsicle. So cute. And then a rainbow popsicle. And then a rainbow card. How fun are these? So I always like to show you guys that you do not have to stick with the supplies, or sorry, the supplies, but the projects that come in the kit. There's so much more that you can do. And I know that if you're on the Paper Pumpkin fan page, you always see a ton of samples of alternate ideas using the supplies in this kit. But I like to show you a scrapbook layout because I'm a big scrapbooker and not very many people scrapbook with their Paper Pumpkin kits. So we are going to go ahead. I'm going to go through what's in the kit first and kind of pull out a few things. So usually every month you will get a little sheet of dimensionals and some mini glue dots. So we're going to keep those out. This month we got some bumblebee twine, which we're going to keep out. You always get an exclusive stamp set. So this is a stamp set you can't get anywhere else. You have to be a subscriber in order to receive this kit or receive this stamp set. So here we've got a popsicle image, a watermelon image, some little splatters. There is happy birthday, way to go, hey there, and you are so cool. You get the supplies to make 3 each of the 4 cards that I shared. So I've got 2 watermelon bases left, 2 rainbow bases. I'm gonna leave one of each of these out. Haven't decided if I'm gonna do watermelon or rainbows yet. You get some die cut shapes. So this month we get 2 sheets of these. There's some circular ones and then some banners. So we'll leave one of those out. And then we get there were 3 of these in there. I'm going to leave one of those out and then one of these out. And then you get 2 sheets of stickers that coordinate. So these are the same images as the cards, except they're just a smaller scale. And they're stickers. They're not die cuts this month, which is something new. And then there's a couple bonus ones. So there's a strawberry, and then there's a sunshine in there, and a kiwi. Oh, and then there's some taller popsicles as well. Super cute. So we're going to leave one of those out. And then of course we've got the envelopes to coordinate. This month we received a Bermuda Bay Stampin' Spot. And then we got some silver foil die cut shapes. So I'm going to pop out one of these little glimmer paper. So I'm going to pop out one of each of those, but I'm going to leave this on the top because I might end up using more of that. All right, so if you are not yet a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and live in Canada, I will post a link to where you can subscribe in the description after the video is done. All right, the other thing that you get is obviously photos of the projects. There are some brief instructions, and then on the back there are some alternate ideas as well as what is included in your kit and the coordinating colors. So what I pulled out to use in addition to what's in the kit basically comes from this. So this kit, the colors coordinate with the ice cream DSP that's in the January to June mini catalog, the Ice Cream Corner Designer Series paper. So I pulled out a few pieces of that. Let me slide that out of the way. Hello, Karen and Kim and Gail. Welcome. Okay, so I pulled out a full sheet of this striped pattern. I pulled out a full sheet of this terracotta tile scallop pattern, and then I have a partial piece of the cinnamon cider pattern, and this has been my favorite pattern, the old olive polka dots. I pulled out coordinating ink pads, the ones that I have here anyways. So I also pulled out Blackberry Bliss because that coordinates. I just didn't have a large piece of that DSP left, so I'm not going to use that DSP. And then I pulled out a white piece of cardstock as well. And then I've got the playful alphabet dies for my title, and I think that's about it. So we're just going to see where this goes. I don't really have a plan in mind. I just kind of wing it. That's one of the reasons why I love doing this video so much, is because there's not a lot of prep work involved. Okay, so let's see. I was kind of thinking, I don't know if I'm going to use a full white base. Normally, if you watch my videos, I'm a big white base scrapbooker. I love a white background, but I'm thinking I might do this on the top portion. So we are going to, I don't know if I should cut this down just yet. Okay, and then I want to use some strips of these pattern papers. So let's slide this down. Let's start with cutting our strips. And let's do about 3/4 of an inch for this one. And I'll set that aside. I may use that for something else. And then this guy, let's make this guy 1 inch. And then this one, I want my stripes to go this way, so I'm going to cut them. And I do want to tear the edge of this one, so I'm going to make it a little bit wider. Maybe I'll make it 2.5 inches to start. Okay, so now I've got a few strips. Let's start with this. Good afternoon, Elaine. So I am tearing the pattern paper, and I'm tearing it towards me. Our pattern paper has a white core, so I like the look of that white showing. If you don't want that white showing, then if you tear away from you, then you'll have the pattern. It'll be just like this. So the pattern will go all the way to the edge. All right. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm thinking. So this will go behind here about half. This will go underneath, and then maybe this one. So we'll have a few strips like that. Okay, so now I need to determine, do I want it to be half or do I want it to be smaller than that? So let's see, if this is 5 inches, so this would give me about 4 inches on the bottom. I think that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this to 5 inches. So has everybody received their paper pumpkin kit already this month? Or are some of you still waiting for it? This one actually pairs really, really nicely with this Ice Cream Corner collection from the annual catalog, or from the January to June catalog, which is also the collection that we are working with over on my treasure chest membership group. So we've been working with that all month long. We've been playing with it, having a ton of fun. So many ideas, so many fun things that you can create, and not just ice cream either. Ice cream and popsicles. There's so many other things that you can do with that. All right, and now I want to distress the edges a little bit on these. So I'm going to take my scissors and just go down the edges, or one edge, because most of them will be tucked underneath another pattern. So I just want to roughen it up. I think this would be really cute if you had a sewing machine to stitch across the center of these strips. So I'm going to do the top edge on all 3 of these pieces. And I think I'm going to do this layout. I don't have photos with me, so I think I'm going to do a layout for 2 vertical 3x4 photos. And I think I'm going to do something in a summer theme. I'm not 100% sure what title I'm going to use. I might do summer fun or day trip, maybe a day trip, because we're staying in an Airbnb and we are finding that, I mean, it's been working pretty well, but it is a very small space for all 4 of us. We are finding that we need to get out a little bit more than we necessarily needed to when we were at home. So I think we're going to try to plan some day trips. So this might be a fun page to document one of those day trips. Good afternoon, Bonnie. All right, so this is going to go on here. That's going to go in behind there, and this one in behind here. I'm not going to adhere these just yet because I think I want to stick either the rainbow or the watermelon underneath here. But what I am going to do is I'm going to cut my mats for my photos. So I have this page protector that I use. I keep some good quality laser paper in it, and I like to use that for my mats, for my photos. So I'm just going to slide a piece out, and I'm going to cut them to 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So I'm happy to see that the connection seems to be pretty good here. And the lighting actually isn't bad. I've got a window, nice big window off to my right. And there's a few shadows here, but it's actually not too bad. So I think I will be fine as long as I do my lives during daylight hours. We might just be okay. All right. So I've got my 2 mats. I'll just put them like that for now. And then let's grab our little pieces here and see what we've got. Okay, so I could either stick a rainbow in here, which is kind of fun, or we could do it under this layer. That's kind of fun. Obviously, I'll get rid of that. Or, let's see. Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that you can hear me pretty well as well. All right, so something like that. Or I could do like the watermelon is just so big. Okay, we could do a watermelon, and we could do a fruit theme. We could stick the... Okay, I'm gonna have to cut these apart because it's hard to envision them with this extra white space on here. So for this one, I'm just going to cut right down the fold because there already is a white border all the way around the edges. So I want to keep it consistent all the way around. And then this one, I will try to do the same. There we go. So this piece could work if you had lots of journaling. You could kind of tuck this here and do some journaling, or if you did a different color base, you could slide this under over here and do some lines and add some journaling on there. So don't throw this piece away. There's still a good use for that. You could even do something down at the bottom like this and do some journaling down there. All right, so let's go back to our embellishments here. I don't think I could combine two of these on here. Two of them might be a bit much. Because you're doing it that way, you can't really tell what that is. But I could cut a piece of it off and add it down here. I really like the idea of doing something kind of a fruit theme, because we've also got in the stickers. Hey Betty, how's your move going? Okay, so we've also got this kiwi, so I could pop that up over here. We've got the strawberry, so we could do a 3-element cluster up here. I could add a smaller watermelon down here. So this doesn't necessarily have to be, I don't have to keep it as a popsicle. Oh, and then we could put the sun up in the corner. Oh, so many options. Okay. All right, so I don't think I'm going to tuck anything, so I can go ahead and adhere these pieces. Let's start with this one. So I'm just going to use my T ruler. Add a little bit of adhesive on here, and this will allow me to make sure that it's straight. Slow but good. Where are you guys moving into? Are you moving into like an apartment, or I think you had mentioned that you were staying in the fort. Let's just slide this down to make sure this is straight. Okay. Oh my gosh, this would be perfect for that, Mary. What a cute name for a puppy. I love that. All right, and then we'll add some adhesive to this guy. I really do love that Stampin' Up. Why does that look so crooked? Oh, it's because my ruler's crooked. I do love that Stampin' Up will sometimes coordinate the kits with patterned paper that we already have. It really makes it easy to scrapbook with. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there's our base, and we can go ahead and adhere these pieces. I just want to get an idea of positioning here. So this would normally bother me, these like 3 little layers here that you see, but I know that I'm going to use a few of these in that little cluster as well, so I'm not too concerned. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these down. And I don't want to overlap too much, and I also want to make sure that I don't put adhesive too close to the edges so that I can slide my photo right underneath here. So you can see I've got lots of room there. Just push that down. I've got lots of room there. I can always go back and add more adhesive after I add my photos. Okay, this I think I'm going to pop up using some dimensionals. And again, I'm going to strategically place my dimensionals so that I don't add any on top of here, so my photo will slide nicely. And I also want to leave some space right here so that I can tuck any additional embellishments that I want to add in there. Okay, so I'm going to leave that right there for now. And then because these are stickers, now I'm not used to using stickers. I am more of a stamper than a sticker user. So I think I'm going to just use some white cardstock and stick them on and then cut around them so that I can pop them up or kind of play around with the positioning. You can definitely just stick them right on there. But because, like I said, I am a stamper and I usually create my own embellishments, I find it much easier to treat this like a stamped and die cut or stamped and punched embellishment rather than a sticker. Stickers do make things really quick and easy. And I have a feeling I'll create a couple pages in my traveler's notebook using these stickers because I think they'd be super, super fun. All right, so we've got a kiwi that we could tuck under there, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the strawberry. Stickers make you a bit nervous, Kim? Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you feel, well, it depends on the sticker too, right? Sometimes you stick it down, and if you change your mind, you can't get it back up without ruining the surface that it's stuck to. That's another reason why this is a great idea. And nobody's going to know the difference. Okay. It does take a little bit of time to fussy cut around these, but it's okay. So, and I am leaving the white border that's around on the sticker as well, so I'm not trimming that white border off. I actually like that, and I feel like having that white border will allow the embellishments to pop off of the patterned paper background. All right, almost done here. I think I am going to do the same thing with the watermelon sticker for down below as well. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's try this guy here. This guy in behind here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's go ahead and adhere this. Joy, I have one extra. So if you want it, you just let me know. Okay, let's see, how much of an angle do I want here? Let's do it like that. Okay. All right, I think I'm going to pop up all of these elements. Again, being careful about where I place my dimensionals. Trying to make sure that they are not on top of where my photo is going to slide. This one can probably go flat. So many layers of paper here. There we go. Oh, that's cute. I love it. All right, now this piece, I have this watermelon, and I'm going to grab another scrap. I've got a scrap circle. Will that fit on there? I think it will. So right now I have all of my scraps of the colors that I brought. I just put them in these bags that I picked up at the dollar store just to keep them organized, because I always organize them by color when I'm at home. So I'm trying to keep everything, as much as I can, close to the way I had it organized at home, because it was very efficient. It allowed me to work really efficiently. I'm struggling a little bit with having such a small space. It's getting hard to, it's hard to get back into the crafting groove after having a week off. Yeah, I think adding that little watermelon over top of this would be super, super cute. Okay, so let's add a bit of adhesive to the top of this guy. Put that on here. And then I'm going to flip it over. I'll trim this off. There we go. So this piece, if I wanted to carry a little bit more of that kiwi color up to the top, this is great. Like, this is still perfectly usable. So you don't want to get rid of that. Okay, let me slide this up so you guys can see. All right, I feel like I want a little sentiment or something in here. We've got these little pieces of shimmer. That's a bit much like that, but if I added the white over top with the sentiment on it, maybe like that, or partial. I feel like this little area needs something else. Okay, let me have a look at the stamp set. What have we got? Hey there, way to go. You're so cool. Not sure that any of those sentiments are going to work for this, but we can add some splatter for sure. So we can do a few of these on here. Maybe this guy up here, or maybe this up here. And then we tuck just a little bit of glimmer. Or maybe we don't do glimmer at all. Let's see. Okay, so I want to stamp something on there. I don't know that I have a ton of stamps to choose from that will have a greeting that's suitable, but let's have a look. I've got my stamps right beside me. Lots of them are new. A day to remember, that might be cute. That's not going to fit on. So this is a little peek at a new stamp set. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are customers of mine, your catalogs will be popped in the mail or dropped off for the most part on Wednesday. Oh, Denise is craving watermelon now. All right, so I could stamp a day to remember on here. Maybe I do this across here. Maybe like that. That seems like it's sticking out too far. I don't know that I don't like it at an angle. I could do that up there. Okay, I think a day to remember is perfect. I want something to fit on that circle. Okay, let's grab another block. And I think I'm going to stamp it in the black just to bring in some black from the seeds on the watermelon. All right, and we'll stamp it in the middle. Denise, I will, I'll send you my mom's mailing address because we don't, I mean, we see my mom a couple times a week, especially right now. But right now, our mail is being forwarded to our new address, but we're trying to avoid the homeowners getting bombarded by mail. So we don't want to give out our new address and we don't want people mailing our old address. So I will send you my mom's mailing address if you have something to mail to me, and then she'll get it and she'll let me know that she got it. Okay? So I'll send you a private message with that. All right. change the angle of the watermelon. Maybe something like that. Yeah, I think I do like it better on this side. I do like that better. Thank you for the suggestion, Betty. All right, and then we've got this bumblebee twine that, you know me and my twine, I really like to include a little bit of, just something with a little bit of a different texture on my layouts. That's cute. I like that. Okay, let's add another one up here. I got to remember I need to fit my title in here too. And another one there. I like that. Okay, I'm happy with this. So let's stick this guy down. We're going to use dimensionals for this guy. And then I'll use a mini glue dot for this twine. Would anybody be interested in seeing a little, kind of a brief little tour of the space that I have, that I'm working in right now? It is a very small folding table with kind of everything crammed underneath. It's very small, but it's the space that I have. It's almost like it was meant to be, because there is a desk in every room, but the kids still need their desks. Jordan is studying for NCLEX exam, and Ethan still has school, and my husband is still working from home. So there was just this tiny little empty wall in our Airbnb that didn't have anything on it, because it's pretty small. And so I had packed a smaller folding table that we had, hoping that there would be space to set it up, and it just fits perfectly in that little wall space. So, all right, sounds like you guys do want to see. Okay, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow so that you guys can kind of see what it looks like and where I've been working for the last little while, and where I will be working for the next few weeks. And then, of course, once we're in our new space, and I'm all settled, I'll do another tour of my new space as well. Okay. All right. So we've got that. Now our title, I want to keep this up here. I do want to add something up there. So let's move that out of the way. We just need a little pop of color. I could do the sunshine. I could do a partial sunshine. Or is that too much at an angle? Over here, it might be a little bit too busy over here. I don't want to add in any rainbows because we decided not to do rain. Oh, you know what I could do? Where did that partial popsicle go? I could add a little bit of green in behind there. That's what I'll do. It just needs a little bit of color. Hello, Angela from Georgetown. Welcome. So I am scrapbooking with this month's Paper Pumpkin kit, and I decided to do a kind of a fruity theme. Oh, look at that. I would love to see pattern paper in that pattern. That's such a fun pattern. All right, let's trim off these white bits. And we'll tuck this under here like that. Maybe another yellow bow. And oh, are you going to have, how much space are you going to have, Betty? Because you had mentioned you're downsizing, so are you going to have like a closet or a corner of a room? It's hard when you have lots of stuff. It can be very difficult, but you just have to get creative with how you store everything. Okay. All right, so I think it's gonna go like that. Now, title. Let's see. So I pulled out these letters, and I probably should have thought about my title before. Let's see. If we did day, that's one thing I like about these dies is you can lay them out. Oh, it's not a day trap, it's a day trip. You can lay them out and it gives you an idea of what it would look like. So we could do it there. I could do it like this. Or I could do it around the kiwi. Can slide this down and around the kiwi. That might be fun. I think that's the winner. That's the problem of a crafter, right? If you didn't like doing so many different crafts, it would be a lot easier. Oh, that sounds amazing, Denise. Okay, so now to determine what color. I think black would be too harsh. Possibly the cinnamon cider. Because I definitely don't want to do the terracotta tile. I think there's already a lot of green. So I'm thinking, I think I'm going to go with the brown. So I think I pulled out some brown cardstock here. Let's see. Yeah, doesn't that look cute? Joy, I had a filing cabinet, the top drawer of a filing cabinet that I kept my scraps in. There was a file for each color, and that's how I stored them. However, in our new house, my husband is going to have the filing cabinet in his room. I'm only going to have the bottom drawer to store my receipts and stuff, my business stuff in there. So I needed to find another solution. So I'm going to use these baggies that I found at the dollar store. I have one for each color, and I have my full size paper. So anything that was 8.5 by 11 or larger, 8.5 by 11 or 12 by 12. I have those paper storage units, similar to what Stamp & Store carries. So I have those, and I didn't keep my scraps in there. I kept my scraps in the filing cabinet, but my scraps will now be kept in with the regular colors as well, or full sheets as well. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and emboss, and we'll do some die cutting here. And so what I just did while I was talking there was I took a piece of our adhesive sheets and I put it on the back of the cardstock so that it will turn these into stickers, so that I don't have to fuss with adhesive to get them to stick. So I'm just going to stick these on here like this, and then run it through, and then I'll just have to peel off the backing and I'll be able to stick them down. And then I think we'll just add a little bit of splatter, possibly. Maybe pull in some yellow for the splatter so that it's a little bit more, not too in your face. And then I think we'll be done. Well, I guess I have to stick my pieces down at the top there. All right. Pull this back in. Okay, before we do that, let's stick these pieces down. Another great little addition to this would be the sprinkles that come with this collection. That would be a cute little addition. You could add a smattering of those here and there. Okay, and then we'll put some adhesive on the back of this. Stick this down. And then a mini glue dot, if I can find them. Here we go. Thank you, Betty. I tell you, paper pumpkin sure makes it easy. I mean, all these pretty little elements are all done for you, so it really doesn't require a whole lot of effort to create a beautiful scrapbook layout when you use paper pumpkin. Okay, so now put these guys over here. Here's my tea, and I don't have my tweezers are on the other side of the room, so we'll just use this guy. Let's stick this back on here so I don't lose it. Okay, I'm just going to gently put this down. I should probably stick with do the day first, make sure it lines up properly so that I have enough room for the trip. So see how easy the adhesive sheets make this? And they work great for any kind of more detailed dies as well. Well, the letters don't really stick out a ton on this background. I saw your comment after I cut them, Betty, about using the yellow. The yellow probably would have been a great choice. It probably would have popped a little bit better using the bumblebee as my title. But that's okay. This'll do. All right. And what I could do is I could take a black pen and go around the letters as well. That would give them a bit more definition. Okay, then we'll do the rest of the letters. Yeah, this one is really cute. Elaine, you might be able to, hopefully refills will be available for this one. Sometimes you can pick up a refill kit, which would include everything except the stamp set and the ink spot, but it includes all the consumables. So that might be a good option for you. All right. There we go. Yeah. So I'm going to take my black Sharpie pen and I'm going to go around the edges on all of these, like just kind of trace around the outside and the inside of each one of these letters just to give them a bit more definition. So when I share a photo of it a little bit later, you'll see that. So I will do that afterwards. But now, do I want to... I think I do want to add a little bit of this. I've got to do some stamping. Okay. So I'm just going to use this little splatter. And I think I want them all the same color, so I am going to re-ink each time. Some more over here. And let's do one more here. Okay, I think that's it. I like it. And look how quick that came together. I mean, how long did that take us? Took 45 minutes, and I probably talked for 5 or 10 minutes at the beginning just to share what Paper Pumpkin was all about. Yeah, I think that just adds just a little something. I like it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Remember that if you are not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, I will post a link in the description so that you can check that out. It is a really great kit, whether you're a card maker or a scrapbooker. And next month is kind of like a baseball kind of theme. So if you've got boys, I think it's going to be fabulous for like boy scrapbook layouts. And then also obviously cards for some boys and some men in your lives as well. All right. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I will be back tomorrow morning, and I'll do a quick little Facebook Live tour of my little crafting area. And then for my VIPers, I will be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. on our VIP page to create a crafty project with you. Okay? So have a lovely day. I will see you guys tomorrow.